Hello, everyone. You are listening to the Untapped Mana podcast. I am your host, Palmer Snell, and I hope you can join me today as we dive into the wonderful world of Magic the Gathering. So starting off today's episode, there is a lot to talk about, especially with spoiler season just starting for the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. So we're going to be talking about the pre-release that's going to be happening, the promos you can win, and everything to do with that. Then we're going to be talking about some of the Thunder Junction mechanics, new variations of cards, and the pull rates, and some great reprints. And then one extra thing, there's some stolen art that's happened again. So we're going to dive into that and see what's going on in the realm with the artist, what he says, and what the card is. If you're ready, then sit back, relax, grab a bag of popcorn, and enjoy the show. Diving on into the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I won't be doing that the whole time, I promise. But this brand new Cowboy Wild West themed set is coming with the pre-release happening very, very soon. April 12th through April 18th. Check out your different local game stores, which they will have a pre-release set up if they are with the Magic and they're with Wizards and however that works. But pre-releases are going to happen then. So all you have to do is sign up, is contact your LGS, or I believe you can also sign up online through Wizards, so check that out. Each single pre-release pack comes with a 20-sided spin-down life counter, 6 play boosters of the brand new set, and a stamped rare or mythic card from the set to commemorate your pre-release experience. It's all about building a deck, and you just have a lot of fun, and it's a really good time. I'll have an opening of one of the pre-release kits up on the channel as soon as I'm able to get my hands on it. But there's also some brand new cards that you're able to get from the pre-release that are new promos. So first we have Ultech Matterweaver, which is a 2 colorless, 1 white creature human artificer. It's a mythic. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token, or create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control. Pretty good card. And the next one we have is Transmutation Font, which is a 5 colorless artifact. You can tap to create your choice of a blood token, clue token, or a food token. And then you can pay 3 to tap it to sacrifice 3 artifact tokens with different names, search your library for an artifact card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You may only activate this as a sorcery. These two Get the Gang Together promos, as they're called, are going to be able whenever you're at the pre-release, but there is something new if you're able to bring a new to Magic friend with you to attend their first ever pre-release, and that card is Cultivate. I feel like everyone knows what it is, but the Bring a Friend promo Cultivate reads, it is a 2 colorless, 1 green sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put one onto the battlefield tapped, and the other into your hand. Great card to get if you're bringing a friend, so definitely try to bring people if they're new and they want to try a pre-release. Great promos, great set. Pre-releases are always fun and a great way to get into Magic if you've never played before. There is some more amazing promos not related to the pre-release, but with the open house, which is April 19th through 21st. This is able to provide new players with a low-stakes way to learn Magic. Different Wizards of the Coast retailers, so your local game stores that are linked with them, are going to be able to get these. And if you're going to bring a friend to play the 2-headed giant format, you're going to have a way to get the Diabolic Tutor promo. Such a great card. It's 2 colorless, 2 black sorcery to search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, and then shuffle. Great card. It's the retro frame. So yeah, definitely bring a friend along while supplies last. Check it out. Play some 2-headed giant. Heading on to something different is the Standard Showdown, which has been happening all this year so far, and it continues on April 19th. Here you will play Standard Constructed, which you can use cards going all the way back to Innistrad Midnight Hunt. If you win your local, tournament thing, you're going to get one of the special full art promo lands. That is the Plains, Island, Swamp, Mountain, and Forest. All of these have like a blue triangle portal, and they're worth like $30 each. So it's a cool thing to win. They're really looking cool, so definitely get your standard deck together and try that out. And something else that's happening, which may not be your locals, but is the Pro Tour for the Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which is happening the 26th through the 28th. So tune into twitch.tv/magic during those days and see some of the world's best Magic players competing for their share of $500,000. Well, that's a lot of money, but they also, at least in my opinion, something really cool is they can get a non-foil copy of the Renin 6 Planeswalker, which is a 1 red, 1 green. has a +1 to return up to one target land card from your graveyard to your hand, a -1 where this Planeswalker deals 1 damage to any target, and a -7, you get an emblem, and you get an emblem with instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard have retrace, and then has a 3 loyalty. So it's a great Planeswalker in a lot of different standard decks as well. So just again, a great card. But the foil ones will go to the top 32 finishers of the Pro Tour. So definitely check this out from April 26th through 28th. Next up, we have the Commander Party, which is April 26th to May 2nd. This is just a fun thing you can do at your LGS where you get cool little cards, and sometimes you get other like objectives you can play during Commander games and other stuff. So it's a lot of fun. I don't think there's tons of promos you can get from this. I know there's one, but it's mostly just for fun and to see the set and to just have fun with friends and other people there. But you will have a card that you can get as a promo called Costly Plunder, which is a 1 colorless, 1 black instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature and draw 2 cards. Finishing up all the promos you can receive will be the Store Championship, which goes from May 4th through May 12th. So the different cards you can win are the Blazing Rotwalla, which is a 1 red creature lizard. You can pay 1 red. It gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Activate only once per turn, and then as a 0 madness cost, it is a 1/1. If you go, that's just what you get, and so that's a lot of fun. So you're able to get that if you just go participate. But if you make top 8, then you're able to get the Hollow 1 promo, which is a 5 colorless artifact creature golem. This spell costs 2 less to cast from each card you've cycled or discarded this turn, and then it has cycling 2. And finally, if you win the whole thing, you'll receive a textless full art promo of I'm going to mispronounce this, but Vengevine, the Pinecone edition. So it's a 4/3, 2 colorless, 2 green. I actually don't know what it does because there's no text on it, but the art looks really good, and all the textless full art promos, they're always going to go for a lot of money. So that's pretty cool, and that is definitely going to be a cool card to try to go for if you want to participate with your local game stores. So some of the new mechanics and old mechanics returning, all kind of compiled into this list, are going to be ones that are going to be mainly shown in the set. There's been a lot of leaks of cards so far, so definitely go check that out on MTG Goldfish. I can't talk about them all here. There's so many. I'll talk about a couple of my favorites, but I won't be able to go over all of them. Check that on your own time. I will make a post of what my favorite ones are at some point, and once I pull them. So getting into it, we're going to have the Outlaws. So what Outlaw is assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks are outlaws. So some cards, for example, Rakish Crew will read, whenever an outlaw you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you're just going to want to see what's in your decks and those types on the creatures. Some of those are going to be outlaws. So that's kind of how that works. Pretty simple. Next, what outlaws do best is committing a crime. So targeting opponents, anything they control and/or cards in their graveyard is a crime. So targeting anything they control and cards in their graveyard and just targeting in general is going to be considered committing a crime. So some cards will allow you to get things. For example, Giza the Hellraiser. Whenever you commit a crime, create 2 tapped 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue creature tokens. This ability only triggers once per turn. So this is going to show that you can commit crimes by just targeting, which then gets you things in response. Again, these are all going to kind of have the same idea where it's just flavor text and for the set and just like the cool things you can do. But something that is different is the new spree mechanic. So you can choose one or additional cost. So for example, Final Showdown, which is a 1 white instant, and it has spree. So you can add 1 colorless. All creatures lose all abilities until end of turn. You can add 1 again, you'll be at 2 costs, not 3. So you can choose if you want to do the 1, all creatures lose abilities until end of turn, or the other one, which will still make it just a 1 colorless, 1 white. Choose a creature you control, it gains indestructible until end of turn, or you can choose both of those to make it a 3 cost. So 2 colorless, 1 white, or you can do all of them. So the last one is a 3 colorless, 2 white, destroy all creatures. So in total, it will be 6. But then if you do everything, it'll be 1, 2. And then for the 2 colorless, the main cost, which is 3. And then adding on to everything else, it'll be 8, 9, 10. So it'll be 10 if you want to do everything on the card. But you're able to do everything on the card, which I think is really cool. Another thing is mounts and saddles. So this is going to be like the vehicle and how the vehicle mechanic works. So Saddle 2, for example, you have to tap any number of creatures you control with total power 2 or more. This mount becomes saddled until end of turn. Saddle only as a sorcery. So the card has to have a saddle cost and have a mount description in its key. So, for example, creature, cat, beast, mount. So then you're able to saddle a creature onto it, just like the vehicle ability, allowing the artifact to then turn it into a creature, allowing it to attack. So the saddle mechanic's really cool. There's a cool new frog horror that's called the Gitrog Ravenous Ride. So basically, whenever the Gitrog Ravenous Ride deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice a creature that's saddled this turn. If you do, draw X cards, then put up to X land cards from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. So that's really cool. It only has saddle 1. It has trample and haste, so it's a really good card. But this saddle mechanic is going to be super cool, allowing your favorite cards to ride other animals in the game. And I know a lot of oxes are in the set. People are talking about that. So new Ox Tribal, there's a commander just for it. It's really cool. Can't wait to see all the other animals that come from this. And then more animals to return in Bloomburrow, which is another set that I'm very excited for. Hopefully including monkeys to put in my monkey deck. I'm always going to go crazy about new monkey cards just because I played the deck and it's awesome. But now we're going to go on to plot. So some cards are going to have a plot cost. So for example, Plan the Heist is a 2 colorless, 2 blue, but you also have a plot cost of 3 colors and a blue. You may pay that and exile this card from your hand, cast it as a sorcery on a turn later than this one without playing its mana cost. Paying its mana cost, not playing it, and plot only as a sorcery. So that's really cool. It's almost like you sit it and I can't think of the exact keyword, but you freeze it in time basically, and you pay a certain cost that's cheaper, but then after enough times, you take those counters off, and then you're able to use it. So this basically, you can play it the next turn if you'd like, which is nice, that you can pay a cost and then have it returned just for free, and you play the card, and it's exiled, so technically you will get triggers if you play the card. So I know for Niv Mizzet, if it's an instant or a sorcery, when you cast it, it's going to count as casting it still on that later turn. So that'll be really cool. It all works out in the end. For example, another card is Make Your Own Luck, which is a 3 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Put the rest into your hand. So other cards will also then make other cards plotted. So that's really cool. Another cool thing coming is the Bounties, which is a commander minigame. This will be found in the back of packs. So for example, we have the Bounty Lissa Sterling Collector. It says, at the beginning of your end step, if the player with the most cards in hand or tied for the most cards as the turn began was dealt combat damage this turn, collect your reward. So then the rewards are going to have things like create a treasure token, then create 2 treasure tokens, and then other things. It's going to go as a list, but you will show what's wanted, and it'll show how the whole process works. So these look really cool. A fun thing you can play in Commander and just have it play different, and if you don't want to play Plains Chase or something like that, because I know a lot of people like to spice up their gameplay, and the only really way to do that sometimes is Plains Chase. So a Bounty Edition is going to be really cool, giving us a cool minigame that you can even probably do when you're doing that Bring a Friend if you're going to play Commander. So a cool minigame to add in to your games. It might be easier to show people how to play it too, where they can go for a accomplishment instead of just going to kill other creatures and making their creatures big. So more things to work towards in the game, not just killing your opponents. That's really cool, at least in my opinion. I'd like to thank Zeke's Comics and Games for being the sponsor of this channel. Zeke's has so much to offer in the realm of hobbies and anything nerd related. They do miniatures, cards, comics, everything you can think of, and anything you can think of that can be ordered online. It is a great store. I have been going there for numerous years, too many to count, but I love the store and I can't talk any better about it. But we're going to be doing a giveaway with the store. You'll have to wait till the end of the video to see what that is, but it might be some sealed products. So definitely stick around to see how you can enter. But thank you to Zeke's Comics and Games for sponsoring the podcast and everything that I do. We appreciate you, and more information at the end of the channel for how to buy things and all their other shops. On to my personal favorite part of the episode, talking about the new cards that we're going to get in this set. Starting off with the basic lands, there are 5 Western basic lands that are showing off the plane of Thunder Junction. So these will all relate to your different land types. For example, the plains I've talked about before makes the shape of clouds in the sun. It is beautiful. These lands are absolutely gorgeous. Go check out MTG Goldfish to see all of them. Again, they're beautiful. They're also on Magic the Gathering's website. So many good land cards. I'm speechless on how excited I am for these. I will be putting them in every single deck. But a new cool thing that is the wanted poster treatment. So different planeswalkers and creatures will have the wanted poster treatment, which kind of looks like an old-timey Western wanted poster. I honestly think they all look like secret layers. So a lot of cool things are going to be in these packs that may even look like cards that you're paying more for when you're really not. So that'll be a nice thing to add to your decks. Borderless cards, of course, are going to be coming in every single set, I believe, for the rest of the future. But breaking news, which they're going to be new planeswalkers, new creatures, and reprints. A lot of things are going to have the breaking news border, but these look like old-timey newspapers, and it says Prosperity Post, which it looks like is the newspaper for the plane, and those are just going to be showing off cool arts. It's like a black and white, but with the colors of the card mixed in. Again, they look really good. I can't wait to see how these look. One of my favorite cards, Mana Drain, is going to be coming in this foil, this texture. So I'm very excited to get a breaking news, Mana Drain, and many other cards. But coming in the collector packs are the textured foils. So these were shown in Command Masters. There's a little bit of texture on them. That's their most recent. They just look really good. Cards like Thoughtseize are going to be coming in them. Another great card with their own treatments. But the feeling itself of the texture is really cool, and it kind of reminds me of the Pokemon cards, like the full arts. I really like those. Extended arts are coming back. Again, been in everything. And then the Vault Frame and Raised Foils. So these are going to be, in my opinion, they kind of remind me of the cards from Kaladesh, like the artifact ones. That's what they kind of look like. The Sword of Wealth and Power, which is a brand new sword, has this treatment. There's foiling on the card. The bottom, it's raised in some area. It looks really good. I bet you these are going to be some of the most expensive cards in the set. I am really excited to see how they look. I'm going to hopefully open a couple collector packs, but the play booster contents are going to include 6 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 card of any rarity, including booster fun cards, similar to the wild card slot in the set boosters, 1 rare or mythic, 1 borderless breaking news card, and then a rare mythic in one of every 3 packs, and then 1 traditional foil of any rarity, including the booster fun cards, and then a land card. So the common dual land is in 50% of the packs, the full art western is in 16%, and the basic land is in 34%, with the traditional foil and being in 20%. So that's how that's going to look like for the play booster packs. But for the collector boosters, it's going to include 4 traditional foil commons, 3 traditional foil uncommons, 1 traditional foil full art western lands. That's going to be great out of collector packs. You're going to be guaranteed one of those western lands. 1 non-foil uncommon borderless breaking news card, 1 traditional foil uncommon borderless breaking news card, 1 traditional foil rare or mythic card, 1 non-foil rare mythic card. The wanted poster, the open vault borderless or extend art card is going to be in that slot too. And then 1 traditional foil or non-foil rare mythic, the mythic rare extended art commander card, the non-foil rare extended art commander card, or the non-foil mythic rare borderless commander card are also going to be in these slots. The next 3, of course, there's going to be a foil double-sided token, as in everyone, and then 1 non-foil rare mythic rare borderless breaking news card. So that'll be cool. And then a traditional foil rare or mythic rare. So it looks like going to be a lot of rares, a lot of mythics, and a lot of cool the different arts, including the breaking news and everything like that. So very excited for that. Hopefully going to get my hands on a couple. Again, collector packs are really expensive, so it's kind of hard for me to open those trying to stay on a budget. But I know I am getting one of the commander decks. I honestly forgot which one I ordered. I want to get all of them. They're so cool. They include the Quick Draw, which is the blue-red, the Desert Bloom, which is the red-green-white, the Grand Larceny, which is the black-green-blue. I believe that's the one I got because I love that color combination. And the Most Wanted, which is red, white, and black. I have a breakdown a couple episodes ago of what those include right when they came out. So really excited about those. As with every commander deck, it's going to come with 1 collector sampler pack, one traditional foil uncommon breaking news card. So that'll be really cool. That is going to be in the collector pack. And then 1 traditional foil or non-foil rare mythic wanted poster variant, breaking news card, extended art variant, or borderless variant in the collector sampler pack. So I always love getting those little 2-pack cards. It's kind of nice to see, what cards can I get, what cards maybe can I add to my deck from those 2. and then it makes me want to buy collector packs, which is never a good thing, but I do love opening the packs. It's also going to come with 10 double-sided tokens, 1 paper deck box, 1 life wheel, and 1 strategy insert. Going to something I am getting, which is the bundle, which I love the art of this. It has a belt buckle that says Outlaws of Thunder Junction. It's going to include 9 Outlaws of Thunder Junction play boosters, of course, 1 traditional foil with bundle exclusive alternate art, so that's different. It's nice that we're going to get an alternate art bundle exclusive, kind of how we had in Lord of the Rings. 15 traditional foil basic lands, including 5 of the Western ones. So that's great. It looks like that's going to be happening in all these bundles now. We're going to get 1 of each foil and non-foil of the special land set. 1 oversized spin down life counter and 1 card storage pack. And I've already talked about the pre-release kits and what those include. So definitely go order some product if it's not too late and check the shelves when it comes out because there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm very excited for this set. It's a standard set, so it's going to have all your normal product and it's going to be the same, but there's tons of different foilings for this set, and it's definitely going to be different. I definitely feel it, and I'm very excited for this. I was kind of wrong with the Murders of the Karlov Manor, saying it was going to be one of the most valuable sets of the year. It really tanked, so I think this one has a chance of being it. But, again, we're really early into the year, so we don't know how the prices can come out, but this set looks really promising, and I'm very, very excited for it. So at the moment of the recording, it is Friday, March 29th, so we don't have all of the spoilers out, but I do have some of the favorite reprints. So we're going to be seeing the lands that are the enter the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, the duels, so those are making a return in this set. Also, the breaking news reprints are going to include Mana Drain, again, one of my favorite counter spells, Okio, Thief of Crowns, which is a planeswalker, and Clear Shot, so those are the only ones that have been announced at the moment, but I can foresee other ones happening and other ones coming. So those are some of the better reprints, and then the big score is going to have the Torpor Orb, which is a card that feels like Elish Norn to me, where it just shuts down enter the battlefield effects, which I'm not salty about that card or anything, and as the special guest, Stoneforge Mystic, but I know in the main set, Terror of the Peaks is making a return, which that one, oh my gosh, people are freaking out about it online. I was very surprised to see that this Mythic is returning. It is a $30, $40 card, so we're going to see where prices are going to go for that. But as spoilers start to come out more, we're going to see what other cards are going to be reprinted in this set. Looks like a lot of good reprints, though, are happening. I do know Thoughtseize and Crime and Punishment are returning as well, and those are going to be in the textured foil slot. Those look really good. I believe you're going to be able to get them other ways in the borderless foil, but the textured foils look the best. But those are the other 2 reprints that are coming. But again, Terror of the Peaks, that's going to be crazy. People are freaking out about that. So hopefully when I open some packs, I'm going to see some cool stuff. I'm hoping a Mana Drain. But let me know in the comments of the Instagram post for this episode, what are some of your favorite cards are being reprinted from this set. If you're seeing this episode maybe in the future, if the sets already came out, let me know what some of the best cards that you thought were reprinted in this set. We're going to finish off the episode with a little bit of drama that's happening in the Magic community. So Donato Goncola, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, but he is an artist and they made a art for Cyberpunk 2020. It's called Ravengers. It's a really cool art of like the crime level of Cyberpunk, and it looks like the Trouble in Pairs card from the new Murders of the Karlov Manor Commander decks has stolen that artwork. So Faye Dalton, who was the artist for that card, you can tell side by side that the cards are almost similar, with the person that is majorly in the Ravengers art being right next to the person in the Trouble in Pairs. There was a statement from Wizards, and they said, we've heard questions on integrity of the art of the card Trouble in Pairs from the Murders of the Karlov Manor Commander set, and we had questions too. As we have looked into this further, we're now suspending future work with Faye Dalton. So here is my personal opinion on this whole thing. This has been the second card in 3 sets now that have had stealing of artwork. And I know that is a thing that can happen in this field, but I feel that Wizards could take a higher step in using things like Google and the other AI offers where you can scan art to see if it is already online to avoid copyright. and hold their artists to a higher integrity to check that work and to do that. That way there's not things like this happening where there's artists who are not getting paid for their artwork being on something that is not being sold by them. And so I just think that this whole situation can be avoided, and that the person who drew the card taking the other art, I'm glad that they're suspended. I just think cutting ties should happen immediately, because when you steal someone else's artwork, that is a real crime, and making the money off it as well. It's not like they're going to get their money taken away unless they're sued. So in my opinion, I think Wizards should hold their artists to a higher standard, and then themselves, before they print a set, should do research to see if they have enough time to do that. So before backlash happens with different artists checking this out, I'm glad that this smaller artist was able to showcase that their own art was stolen. So it's something good that's happened out of this, that they're showing that, hey, I need to be well compensated for this, or something needs to happen to the person that stole my art. So good on them, and I'm glad that the Magic community was able to get this out there. Really sad that it happened, though. Something that should never really happen in the art industry. So finishing off the episode, we have 2 giveaways going on now. So the first one is a poster for the Murders of the Karlov Manor. This is going all the way until March 31st, with, as recording, will be in 2 days. It'll be in that day, but I will be drawing on April 2nd, because April 1st is an observed holiday, and I'm going to take that holiday for myself. So check out my Instagram at the Untapped Mana Show. There is going to be a post from the beginning of March of 2024 where I posted about the poster and how you can win it. So go check that out. Go leave a comment, because that's what you have to do. Hint, hint. There's only 2 people signed up, so who's going to get this poster? Who knows? But there is something new that is coming. It is a giveaway of the Explorers of the Deep Pre-Con Commander deck from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So I'm giving one of these out for this episode. So this is going to last until I post the next episode. So I will always make a post whenever an episode's dropped, and there's going to be pictures of the pre-con on this episode. So how do I win this, you might ask? Well, what you got to do is go into the post after I post it, and before I post the next episode next Friday, a week from today, March 29th, and comment under that post, what are you most excited for from the Outlaws of Thunder Junction? You can tell me if it's a certain kind of art style, if it's the lands, if it's the reprints coming, if it's a mechanic. Let me know what your favorite one is, and then tag a friend. All you got to do is tag one friend and let me know what your favorite new thing coming from the set is, and you'll be entered in a giveaway of a pre-con. Super exciting. It's about $45 to $50 of value, so you're getting a lot out of it, and a whole deck. So anybody new, I totally think you should show up for this and throw a comment down there to try to win this awesome pre-con. Another big thank you to Zeke's Comics Games for giving me the product to give away today on this episode, and for sponsoring the channel. Check out how to check their TCG Player seller store and their online store in my link tree, which is linktr.ee/untappedmanashow.com. You can see 2 links that'll showcase their 2 stores and how to buy from them, with a promo code we will have for their online store coming in the near future. So very excited about that. Thank you again for sponsoring the channel. And remember, never leave any mana untapped. That is, unless you're a blue player. Thank you, and have a good day.